What's up guys, I'm Roderick, aka Rodman, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the best accessory from every Souls game. If you like retro video gaming, anime, and gameplay videos, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more content just like this. So, let's get right into the video. The best ring in Demon Souls is going to have to be the Ring of Great Strength. I don't know if it was me, but compared to the other games in the Souls series, it seems that equip load was much more of a problem in Demon Souls. It just seems that even when I was a high level, it just seems that I was a lot more worried about, wow, am I even going to be able to use this really good armor? Am I going to be able to use this really good weapon? I might be fat rolling. But pretty much the Ring of Great Strength, what it does is it increases your maximum equip load by 50%. So pretty much it's the equivalent of the Havel's Ring in the rest of the Souls games, but in Demon Souls. And we all know how good the Havel's Ring is, especially for a player like me and millions of others. This ring is pretty much an essential for strength builds. At a certain point, you don't want to be putting all your points in endurance and stuff. You want to put your points in strength and other things like that. So this ring is going to help you out a lot. So let's go ahead and move on to Dark Souls 1. The best accessory in Dark Souls 1 is easily the Ring of Favor and Protection. If you don't know what the Ring of Favor and Protection does, it increases your HP, your stamina, and your equip load by 20%. And you can get this ring extremely early in the game. So pretty much the way you get this ring is you have to save this guy from the Undead Burg, or like the first starting area of the game, and he gets sent back to Firelink. And there you can do one of two things. You can kill him, which a lot of people, they just kick him off the ledge and restart the game, or you can fight him fair and square and kill him, or you can do like a whole side quest where he kills the Firekeeper and stuff like that. You kill him, do you get the ring? I recommend you just kick him off the ledge. But this ring is extremely good. It has one downside, which is if you take it off, it breaks permanently and you can never use it again. But honestly, you should never take this ring off. You get 20% stats. That is a lot of free stats. 20%, bro. This ring is very good. You get it at an early stage in the game. So it's definitely taking the cake for best accessory in the game. So let's go ahead and move on to Dark Souls 2. The best ring in Dark Souls 2 was actually an extremely hard choice to make. When it comes to versatility, Dark Souls 2 is probably the most versatile game in the entire series, along with eldenring. There's just so many good items and weapons and builds you can do. But for the best ring, I'm going to say the Ring of Blades. You can get this ring extremely early in the game. And what it does when it's leveled up, because you can level up rings in Dark Souls 2, it gives you a plus 50 attack boost, which is very good. It gives you an extra 50 damage on all your attacks, which adds up. It might not sound like it's ridiculously crazy or anything, but it definitely does add up. Pretty much it's the equivalent of Flynn's ring in this game, except it has no drawback of having to have a certain equip load. So if you're doing a melee build, this is a must-have ring because it is literally giving you free damage. Like, wow, what's wrong with free damage? But this is a toss-up because there's a bunch of really good rings, like the 3 Dragon Ring, which is pretty much the equivalent of the Ring of Favor and Protection from Dark Souls 1. but a little worse. But I'm definitely going to be going with the Ring of Blades. So let's go ahead and move on to Dark Souls 3. The best ring in Dark Souls 3, in my opinion, is the Carthage Blood Ring. So when you take a look at the combat in Dark Souls 3, it's actually quite fast paced. Not as fast as something like a Bloodborne, but it's right up there with some of the fastest paced combat in the series. What the Carthage Blood Ring does is it increases your iframes pretty much. If you don't know what iframes are, it's the frames where you are invincible to damage. So it increases your iframes from 13 to 17, which is a lot if you don't know. So if you miss time a roll, you might get bailed out by the Carthage Blood Ring. It's as simple as that. There are some really other good rings like the Ring of Favor, which is like the Ring of Favor and Protection. But I think the added benefit of literally having more iframes, which comes down to frame data and just like the core of the game, that's like a hack almost. It's like no point of not having this ring on. It is just an amazing ring to have to make the game a little bit less difficult than it already is. But let's go ahead and move on to Bloodborne. So the best accessory / gem in Bloodborne is going to be the gem that gives you plus 21.5% physical damage, plus 15 fire damage. Now there's a lot of gems, but I feel like this one is going to give you the most bang for your buck, especially the plus 15 fire damage. Fire paper costs a lot of blood echoes and insight. So having fire automatically being on your weapon is going to be very, very useful for 90% of the enemies in the game, because 90% of the enemies in the game are going to be beast type monsters. So that 15 fire is really going to go a long way. I find this to be more useful, and I find the damage to be better compared to the blood gem that gives you just a straight up 30% increase to your physical damage. But yeah, this gem is very, very good. A close second would be the gem that increases your scaling, because that does drastically increase your damage. But I believe that this gem is more versatile. So let's go ahead and move on to eldenring. So the best talisman in Elden Ring, I believe it is the Dragon Crest Great Shield talisman. What this talisman does is it drastically, and I mean drastically, increases your physical damage negation. And the reason why I put this over the Pearl Drake talisman is because most of the enemies and bosses you're going to be fighting, they're not going to be using magic. The Pearl Drake talisman gives you an enormous magic, like elemental damage reduction, but there's not going to be a ton of enemies that is going to be using that compared to physical. All the strongest bosses are going to be using physical attacks. All the strongest enemies are going to be using physical attacks. So that's why I put that over the Pearl Drake. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you like this video, don't forget to leave it a like, comment, and subscribe for more content just like this. Ramen out. Peace.